What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Thursday, June 19th, Juneteenth, 2025. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on and talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a special guest that's going to be coming on with me today. His name is Julian Guilarte. He is a freelance sports reporter like myself that covers the New York Mets and also the New York Yankees. We're going to talk to him about sports reporting and his why of getting into it. He also has a podcast of his own that we will talk about that as well. So without any further ado, I introduce you, the talented Julian. What's going on, Julian? How we doing?
Hey, sorry for all the delays and everything.
It's all good. It's all good. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. How you doing?
Good, just a busy day. Like when you texted me, I had my times crossed up, and I didn't think it was today. And then you're on the Central Time too, but I just had a lot of random shit thrown at me today. So how's everything going with you?
Everything's good. Everything's going good, man. I'm kind of relaxing. And yeah, I'm off of work because I have another job on top of what I do for the sports uh reporting freelance. What I do out here in Minnesota, we do have I do have some opportunities, but not a lot of opportunities. I mainly do high school and college, but the high school and college are obviously on break now that it's
Yeah,
summertime. So the professional, I'll be doing some links games next month, early next month. And then also doing some soccer games as well, but mainly doing the Minnesota Lynx, which obviously is a pretty good team in the WNBA. So I'm looking forward to that and excited for covering that. I want to reiterate to you why I wanted to have you on here. I know you follow me on Twitter, which I do appreciate that. I know you cover the Mets and the Yankees. Um, as a freelancer. Obviously, we're definitely
yeah,
gonna get into talks of those two teams. And then you have a podcast of your own as well that I
yeah.
want you to talk about as well. So we're gonna get into that as well. But since you are likewise like myself as a sports reporter, I love talking to sports reporters about their why of why they do what they do and being able to connect with them on my platform and share their story. We're so used to getting stories, Julian, that we don't have a chance to tell our own story.
Yeah,
So
I was kind of curious what your background was too, so I guess I'll ask some questions too before we actually get going with this. But oh, we are recording now. But what got you into it, and what type of coverage do you provide exactly? Is it like video and written stuff too? Like, how do you do it?
yeah, absolutely. So what I do is I sometimes work with a network. I work with different publications covering the high school and college. I personally have been in this for about 7 years. So a
Oh,
combination
okay.
of Atlanta, Georgia, and also Minnesota here. I used to work with different publications out in Atlanta, Georgia, covering high school football, basketball, baseball, and lacrosse. I will cover games, write stories, take photos, edit photos out there, and I did that on a game by game basis out there and they would get paid. I moved out here to Minnesota and started doing it on a full time basis. So
Oh,
there's
okay.
12 different high schools as well as the college. And I would do that on a full time basis and covering the different sports like that, section championships, state championships. Then I went freelance after 2.5 years of that. Went freelance, got a chance to go to the Super Bowl this
Oh,
past
wow.
year. Yeah. So got a chance to do that. And then I plan on for the 26th year trying to go back to the Super Bowl, which is in San Francisco next year, but also go to some more big events. Maybe the WNBA All-Star game, maybe the NBA All-Star game, and start covering some things like that as well. So like I said, I've been doing this for a while, a lot of clips, a lot of stuff. The podcast I've been doing for about a year and a half. I rebranded it a little bit. Just talking to different people in media positions because I do media. And I just love listening to people's stories. It's just another way of storytelling. It's another way of networking. It's another way of just being able to meet amazing people like yourself. So, we're at 260 plus episodes, and we want to keep that going. So that's my background and pretty much my story. I want, and my why. I'll tell you my why before I get to your why. My
Okay.
why was Kobe Bryant. I love sports. I grew up in San Diego, California. Kobe Bryant was my idol. I played high school basketball. I kind of knew I wasn't going to go pro. So the next
Yeah.
best thing was to write, and the next best thing was to record. And the Lakers are my favorite team. And that's why I got into sports, and that's why I do what I do. What is your why of why you do what you do and why you are in podcasting and sports journalism?
It's a similar thing to you, kinds of like, except I grew up in the New York area and baseball was my sport of choice. So it's like a similar pattern on an opposite coast, I guess.
Hmm.
It's it's like a thing. I've been around 7-ish years too, like podcasting and doing sports work also, I would say. I think around like 2018-ish is when I started to like try to do some stuff on my own, but not like anything serious. It's just like it is something I wanted to do, but it took me a while to figure out the path. And I still have like a lot of things I need to sort through. Like I'm doing freelance stuff, trying to scrap it together also, like you kinds of.
Sure,
I don't have
sure.
like one full paid position either. It's like fully making this feasible. It's definitely like been challenging at times. So like in college, I did study the print journalism stuff, but like it took me a minute to like circle through and get to like where I need to get to.
Sure.
But I figured it out, like started to do like some videos on my own. Then I started putting more concrete thoughts together, like on Twitter and Instagram would follow with like video stuff, and then like Facebook too. Would like use the three of them. Then I started like you were talking about like networking and going to certain events, like meeting more people, like sending some messages, like trying to inch my way up slowly and like build some contacts.
Absolutely.
I was able to get some contacts that were like able to help me cover the games. Between us and whoever's listening, the issue with that, it was very good and it gave me a lot of experience, but it's still a problem now. Like, I don't physically get paid to go to any game I go to. Like, they're gonna let me go, but they don't pay for it, which is problematic. But it gives me the experience and exposure to like get some clips and like try to up myself in the industry, but it's not like a fixed paid thing, which is definitely an issue at this point still, and it has been for a while. Like I've bounced around like different Spanish outlets, but none of them have like the resources to pay people to go to games, I guess, or they're choosing
Right.
not to. Like, and probably a combination of both, but more of an A issue than a B issue, I think.
Right.
So it's like trying to find myself to get to the company that's going to pay properly to send me to some of these games and trips. Like some companies will help me with like certain travel and like some game coverage if I travel. Like one of the companies I work for does do it, but the issue is they don't get credentials to like Major League Baseball consistently. But like I've covered college tournaments, like you're talking about. Like I've done some college stuff. Few independent leagues like minor league baseball, like
Yep.
so it's like I didn't do high school yet, but it's definitely something that's on the table at some point. Because it is a good way to gain experience and builds up some practice habits and maybe find some better income than trying to go right to the majors possibly. So I've done a bunch of different types of baseball, basically. I've also like written about the Spanish leagues too, but I haven't covered any of those games yet. I actually wait, that's well, sort of, but like it wasn't like a real one. It's like an exhibition in New York, not like how they really play like in the Dominican Republic, but I did like cover it, I guess technically.
Right.
But nothing like too crazy there. So like that's kind of what's been going on. The podcast, I've had like a few different podcast partners, like two was different ones. Now it's like a solo one where I bring people in sometimes. So this is like a new network for me. I'm like 24 episodes into this new one. I just did my 24th tonight. And there's been a few other live streams that maybe I wouldn't count as episodes. I kind of started that in January.
Sure.
So like a lot of social media stuff. Like I do TikTok a little bit, like not as skilled with this other stuff, but like it is there for me and like I'll use it sometimes. Like I have some YouTube channels I'll post highlights on of voiceovers. and certain things. So that's kind of what I'm building towards. Like the podcast I do now, yes, there's a Yankees and Mets podcast. So I kind of try to split them down the middle, or like I focus on one side of it if I get like a guest from one side of them, and then I'll just like kind of try to alternate the episodes the best I can.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I do. What's the name of your podcast?
It's called Yanks and Mets Pod, and it's on the Artistina network. It's like if you go on YouTube and search Artistina, you can find it in the playlist of Yanks and Mets Pod. It's not on Apple, which I'm kind of annoyed by. I thought we put it on Apple by now, but it's on Spotify. Like they were trying to do it, but I don't know like why it's not working. But it is on Spotify and
Okay.
YouTube. Basically, you have two ways to get it. It's Spotify or YouTube.
Okay. I like that. I do. Now, Julian, you went to, if I'm not mistaken, William Peterson University
Yeah, it's in
of New Jersey.
yeah, it's a town by me. It's like in Wayne. Yeah, so that's like where I got my communications degree from.
Absolutely. So tell me, were there any other schools that could have persuaded you from going to William Peterson? And if so, what were their schools?
Yeah, it's I could have gone somewhere else. I just it didn't really work out properly. I kind of made some mistakes along the way. So like
All
I
right.
definitely had some other options. I just like wasn't really in the cards. So like I had to do that one because it was close to home and it was kind of like the best for what I was trying to do. Like there was a Yankees beat reporter that went to that college as well, but it was like before my time. So it definitely shows it's possible. At least like I didn't do certain things in college that I should have, probably kinds of like making all this stuff harder now, like learning certain writing principles, probably like not taking enough internships, like some definitely decisions I would have changed if I could have figured out like what it was all gonna mean.
Sure. Sure. I mean, listen, hey man, we live and we learn. I know for me, like print wise, I was pretty good with the print. Now I'm kind of switching over to the broadcast side and being able
Yeah.
to learn that side as well. Because I wanna learn more. I would love to get in front of the camera at some point and be able to
Mm,
do that. Being able to have a podcast and have this platform to talk to different people is one thing, but working for either a network or a station is another thing. So I
mm.
definitely want to be able to do that and continue to get paid for that.
Yeah, me too.
Julian, I want to ask you some favorite questions, and you give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions. Okay, so here we go.
Let's see.
Favorite meal you like to cook?
I'm gonna say this is gonna be basic, but I like cooking burgers.
Okay, okay, I got you. I like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I love me a good burger, nice juicy burger too. I like that. Okay, I'm a huge taco person. I'm pretty basic
That's good.
myself. So
That's good too.
tacos, definitely tacos. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
That's an interesting one. I'm gonna give you a fun answer. I guess I'll say Mac Miller or a Wheezy, probably. I went to
Ooh.
Drake and Wayne was good. I did the Drake and Wayne show back in the day.
Mm.
The Weeknd's honorable mention, that was decent.
My man, you definitely know some good music, baby. That's for sure. The weekend concert I went to as well. I know exactly what you're talking about with Lil Wayne versus Drake. That concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time I was living in Atlanta, Georgia. So I went to their concert when I was in Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, I definitely know that was one of the best concerts I ever went
Yeah,
to.
that's up there for sure. Really good
No
stuff
doubt.
there.
No doubt. No doubt. I love that. Okay. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
I'll give you an interesting answer, I guess. You're gonna like this because you were born there. I'd say San Diego's one of my favorite places I've traveled to, probably.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
It's because I went for winter meetings and I saw a baseball game there, so I thought it was cool. It's like it's a few other ones, but like I've gone to the Bahamas, like I haven't gone to Europe. If you want to take me out of the country, I guess Aruba was pretty good.
Yes. I've heard good things about Aruba. Out of the country, I would definitely say Jamaica for me. If you're talking US, I would definitely say my favorite place is Vegas.
Oh,
No
I've never
questions
gone
asked.
there yet, so I gotta
Yeah.
see. I like Denver too. Denver was good.
Yeah, Denver's a cool spot, no doubt about that. and I love New York City, no question. But I'm not in love with the street meat.
Yeah, it's New
Yeah,
York City is like okay. It's like for me, I'm too close to it, so that's not really gonna be my answer.
I feel that. I feel that. I feel that,
Just
bro. That's what's up. I love that. Um, we're sports people, so I gotta ask you a sports question, bro. Favorite sport you like to watch on TV? Favorite sport that you like to attend in person? They could be the same sport.
it's actually I'm gonna try to go different, even though it should be the same. My favorite, actually, I think you'll appreciate this answer. My
Okay.
favorite sport to watch in person is obviously baseball. I like the experience better with hockey when I go to the arena, but to me, the best sport to watch on TV is football because the most annoying sport to go to me is definitely football. Like it's such a hassle getting the football games. It's so annoying. Like half the time the view is better on TV, honestly. Like there's like so I like watching football more than I like actually going to the games probably.
No doubt, Julian. You hit it. You hit it on the damn head for sure. There's no question about it. Football stadiums are too big. If you don't have great seats or great tickets, or if you're not somebody that's on the field covering the game, yeah, you might as well sit at home and watch the game. For me, basketball is definitely number one to go in person.
It
It's a
is
lot
good in
fun.
person. It is, I do agree with you there.
Absolutely. I'm a huge baseball person. I like to go in person to watch baseball. Very hard for me to watch baseball on TV unless it's the playoffs. If it's the
Yeah.
playoffs, it's a little different because it's just more intense. You're gonna get some
Yeah.
of the best teams
I
playing
agree
against
with
each other.
you. I mean, I can
So
obviously do both. Like, I have no problem watching it, but it's just like the experience of going there to being my favorite sport always makes that like the top viewing experience for me.
absolutely, no question. Last of the favorites. Favorite restaurant that you like to eat at? I'm a huge foodie, and I definitely want to be able to come there to New York and be able to eat some good food. I went when I was there because I was there actually in February. They had a conference that I went to, and I went to this place called the Sugar Shack that
I
they
don't think
have
I've been
there.
there before.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, it didn't wow me that much. So I was like, okay, I need to know what is some good restaurants there that I can go to sit down and eat at, Julian.
It's a place called Patsy's in New York that's pretty good. It's like a good pizza and Italian place. I like a place by me. It's called Cafe Amici. It's in Wayne, though. It's not. I mean, like, up. It's not in the city. There's a few spots though. Um, I like my pizza for sure, and then Italian's only good. But I like the burgers, like I said. But I can't think of like a classic like burger place in the city. They're probably all good if you go to any restaurant. I'll say Patsy's is good though.
Okay, now you say you're a huge pizza person. Do you like your Brooklyn style? Do you like your pan pizza? Do you like deep dish? Like what
Um,
kind of style?
I like my thin crust. The Brooklyn's not bad. I'm not a deep person. I like the margarita pizzas too, actually. I've been starting to get more into those. Those are
Okay.
normally pretty good. Thin and not too much sauce, but it hits right. I'm definitely into pizza, yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm huge into pizza too. I'm not a huge sauce person either. Light sauce on any pizza that I normally get. I'm huge into pepperoni though. It gotta have pepperoni on the pizza for sure, no doubt. Okay, I like that. So talk to me, Julian, about your day-to-day process. And what
Okay,
I
I
mean
could do
about that
that.
is like you cover the Mets and the Yankees. What do you do when you have teams that play on at home? Both of the teams play at home and they both play at 7:05 or they play at night. Like how do you cover the majority of them and both of them at the same time? And then tell me, how often do you record your Yankees and Mets podcast? How long is it as well?
Okay, so I record it like once or twice a week, trying to scale it back to one, but everything's getting too busy. So it's hard. I feel like I have to do twice a week, even though I only want
Yeah.
to do like once probably. But I'm trying to cut it down to like a 30 minutes basically. Like I'll say it ranges from like 30 to 40 of late. We'll say that's what an average episode duration. It's like I normally end up doing it on off days if I can. Like I'll try to do it Thursday or a Monday. Like those are the 2 days I try to set on. Unless like news happens, then I'll like have to like work around it. Like this week I did Tuesday because of like the
Right.
Devers trade. The Yankees were playing like really poorly, and I like wanted to say some things, so I just like did Tuesday, and like Monday I was going to the game. So
Okay.
like I mainly focus on the Yankees. All hands up there. So it's Yankees first, and the Mets are fallback secondary. But
Okay.
the thing that's ironic about that is for work, I've actually worked way more Met games than Yankee games. So I guess I could balance it that way. For like when it's work, like it's Mets. Like when I'm home, it's like Yankees, I guess. So I can kind of split it up a little bit. What I
Hmm.
do is like I wish I had a dual TV. Like sometimes I'll stream one of the games on the computer or phone. I'll like watch the other one on the TV if they're like at the same time. I'll look at box scores obviously just to like make sure like what's going on to account for certain stats. I'll check highlights on Twitter if I missed anything just to see like what the big moments are. So like I haven't written as much lately, but I gotta like start writing more again. So that's like made it a little bit easier. Like I've been writing about different stuff, but not like the Yankees and Mets.
Right.
So like I like for the podcast, they always make sure to have both of them like for the latest information, like records and stats, and like I'll go off things I saw off the game or like how I feel about certain players. I also have a high emphasis on Latino players since it's like a Latino outlet I'm recording the podcast for. So I'll try to
No
like
doubt.
shift the focus towards like the Latin players in the Mets and the Yankees, which there's a lot of. But like I still have to talk about like everyone for the most part. So like um I watch baseball almost every night, obviously. It's a rare night I don't really see it unless I'm just not around. There's always some type of baseball being consumed, even if it's just like checking something on my phone. There's never a
Right.
day I can't like not look at anything.
I feel that. I do. And obviously, recent Yankee slide, they got swept by the Red Sox, and
Yeah, God.
oh yeah, they also lost to the Angels a few
Yeah,
times as well, and that was
six
at
in a
home.
row. Yeah, not
So
great.
yeah, they haven't been playing that well. And like I said, we will get into some Yankee talk and Mets talk. I did see that you posted something about Juan Soto getting his 1,000th hit
Yeah,
of his career. So I saw that. Obviously, that was the big time landing of the Mets. Wow, what a contract that was that he's getting paid over there. Over $700 million. That's crazy. But I want to ask you about mental health and work life balance. When you're covering baseball, like you said, every day baseball is from February all the way to late October. And it could be late October, depending on your teams and how
yeah.
far they
It
go.
was late last year because the Yankees made the World Series. Although the work was a little bit different for me last year. Like it was
Mhm.
probably more extensive this year, I would say. So my mental health break shit's like I like sometimes I'll just take weekends and just like try to stay away for a day or two. Like just try to only glance at the phone and like do something else just to like make sure I know what happened, but not like to a podcast to write a story. Like just a couple times. I think I did it twice this summer so far. Like just two reset weekends. I definitely took one of those on Memorial Day. I don't think I could do it on the fourth actually, because that's a Subway series, so I won't get to do it on the fourth, that's for
That's
sure.
right. That's right.
Um,
That's right.
it's gonna have to wait till after that, probably. I'll probably take us to basketball after the Subway series for like a few days, maybe like I guess 3 or 4, hopefully. Can't even
Right.
like do a full week probably. But um we'll have to see how that looks. So daily stuff is like podcasting is a couple, but then I'm also doing clips for like IG and Twitter sometimes too. I haven't been hitting the YouTube videos as hard outside of podcasting. I gotta like start doing that more again. The Juan Soto thing kind of springbolted me into this. I think it was like the perfect time for me to do the Yankees and Mets podcast. Like the opening season is him going from the Yankees to the Mets. It gives me a lot of material, obviously.
Yeah.
Both sides are still feeling the effects of it, even the Yankees without him. I think you're starting to see that more during the losing streak, which they did get rid of, but still really bad stretch. And there was ugly baseball for like a week. I think his presence was definitely felt for like I think that was the first time they truly felt the impact of him leaving. I think that was
No,
the
no
first
question.
time that they actually felt it during the year.
Yep.
question is like how much more are they going to start to feel it? Does it rear its ugly head again? Do they fix it before it rears its ugly head again? I'm not sure because there's still like a month plus till the deadline. It's like 5 weeks. I don't know how quick they can fix the problem if they can at all. I mean, they should add a bat at least, I would hope, but if they don't, then I don't think it's going to be enough. So we'll see.
Well, Stanton coming back. Hopefully, he can stay healthy.
Mhm.
You
He's
know,
doing okay right now.
Goldsmith has been a delight. Bellinger's been up and
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, it's always, I
Um,
guess. Yeah.
so but more so than the Yankees struggling, is the Red Sox that's starting to get kind of hot and on
And
their
they
feet.
let them get hot too. That makes it worse because they took five
Mhm,
or six from them, and now it's only a 4.5 game lead, maybe five since the Yankees won tonight.
mhm.
Red Sox didn't play, I don't think. It's like, yeah, it's not good either. It's definitely a tough situation they put themselves into. Like they could have had a nice lead, they had the leeway there, but now they tightened everything up. Tampa Bay is like two out now only. Blue Jays are only like three-ish out. Like it's a tight race. It's a four-team race now. So like, they got to separate themselves again. We'll see if they can find it after a really bad week. But Stan's key, like you said, he's been in and out of the lineup for years. They need to keep him in it. It's like because behind Judge, there's a lot of questions. Goldschmidt's been good, and he woke up again today. Bellinger's always like a roller coaster player, so it's tough to know what you're gonna get from him.
Yeah, you're right. And you're absolutely right. Stanton is key. I think that over the series that I saw, especially with the Yanks versus Boston, they had some base running blunders
Hmm.
that were just like, wow, whoa, okay. But then that race is going to be interesting to see. And I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. The Mets, on the other hand, are just doing the exact opposite. Lindor is playing out of his mind. Soto, Soto doesn't even have to play like Juan Soto because that team has really been performing well. Alonso's been okay, but they've been getting like contributions from Nemo. They've been getting contributions from Beatty. They've been getting contributions from McNeil. They're just playing really good baseball. And they're going to be a team to be reckoned with in that NL. They are, as well as the Dodgers. You can put the Phillies up there. You can put the Cubs up there as well. But tell me about these Mets, man, because adding Juan Soto over there, even though they added a huge contract and a big time name, he hasn't even been the most dominant one on the team, in my opinion.
No, you're right. He hasn't been at all. The fact that they were able to play that well without him is kind of stunning to me. Like that's not how I expected the Mets season to go. Like I did expect them to be a good team. Their
Yeah.
pitching's kind of carried the weight too at certain points. I think,
Mhm.
but what's crazy about that is that they're also in a six-game losing streak now. They just got swept by the Rays and the Braves. So the Mets and
Yeah.
Yankees hit their rough patch at the same time.
Yeah.
But the Mets are still in first, barely by a game now, maybe a half game, but they are in first. Yeah, they are barely, I think, because it
Yep.
was one
Yep.
game
Yep.
before they lost. It might be a half game now, or I don't know. But they are holding on by a thread to first place. Um, I think they're going to be a playoff team, obviously. Yankees
Yeah.
will still be a playoff team too. I still think they'll both. Well, I mean, I feel like better about saying the Yankees win the division because I think the Phillies are a bigger threat than any of the teams the Yankees are facing. But I mean, we have to see how that plays out. I think Soto was starting to get it together, but this Braves and Rays series haven't looked too good. I don't think. I thought he was starting to turn the corner. I mean, the Rockies are the Rockies, but he was hitting well. He did hit well against the Dodgers. Um, I still think he's going to be okay, but he's not going to put up the regular season numbers he had with the Yankees last year. It's just
No.
like I've been saying like for a while. It's just like, what is he going to do in October? What's he going to do down the stretch in September? Like that's what's going to make his money. And like if he does what he's supposed to do there, like they'll dismiss the first few months of the season that were like below his standards. But I do think the pitching lab has been effective for the Mets. They're dealing with injuries, so they have to try to weather the storm. They're getting a few guys back.
That's
Um,
exactly the problem. Yeah.
so I still think they're in a decent spot, all things considered. Even Yankees too, I guess, to a lesser degree, because like their division race is getting closer than people thought it would be. I feel like the Phillies have always been hanging a little bit, even though they were like five out, six out. Now it's like right there.
Right.
Yankees had a big gap too. It was like a six plus with other teams, I think, maybe even higher. Now it's like right there. So we've seen this happen before. How are they both going to weather the storm? As they're both going to play each other in around 2 weeks too. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when they meet up for the second time. And I'm hopefully going to be working those three games, like that's what I've been working towards. So we'll see if I can get in there for that.
I hope so too, my man. I do. I do. It's wonderful to hear that you out there. Obviously, New York's the number one sports market, sports media market out there, and it's a blessing to be able to cover those games for sure, no doubt. I want to ask you about advice. What advice would you give someone that
Hmm.
wants to kind of be in our shoes, that wants to be a
Hmm.
sports reporter and a podcaster? What kind of advice would you give?
It's tough because I haven't fully figured it out yet, but I'll try
Mhm.
my best to like
Sure,
try to put people in the shoes of like how they could do it, I guess. And I'm curious what advice you would give after I give my pieces.
sure,
I would
absolutely.
say it's like, unfortunately, you have to be willing to take a lot of unpaid shit. Like, sadly, I guess that's my
Yep.
first piece, unfortunately, because it's tough to find something paid quick. My second piece is like expect to make mistakes and don't let them deter you. Like try to overcome them would be my second. And my third would just be trying to find different avenues today because like there's a lot of different things you could do, whether it's writing, videoing, podcasting. Like I'm also trying to like into these radio stations to see if I could like try to finagle something with that.
Hmm.
Social media is huge, so everyone has to know their social media stuff. Editing's
Hmm.
important. I'm good at editing and know how to like do the camera stuff too. Like I don't use flashy cameras. Like I'm not gonna take crazy pictures or anything. But I know how to film like certain videos at least of um like stuff like this kind of and other things. I film like stuff like I'm not in my house, like with a tripod. There we go. So I would say like also try out all the different sports and see what you like the best would be my advice as well. Like it might not just be the sport you thought. Like some people end up doing different things than they envisioned. I've also seemed to learn that along the way. Well, that's like
Absolutely.
my best pieces of advice I would probably give.
Okay. No, I'm right along the same line as you. I mean, the one advice that I would give is just get in where you can fit in, right? Some people want to do the major sports at first, but sometimes you might have to take a step back and do soccer, or sometimes you
Yeah,
might have to
that's a
take a
good
step back
one.
and do other kind of
Like
sports.
high
But you just
school. Yeah.
right. You want to just try to get in where you fit in because you want those reps. And then my second advice that I normally tell people is definitely use social media and network. Find a writer or find somebody that you respect, that you read, and pick their brain. You might want to shadow them for a game
That's
if
a
you
good
can.
idea too.
If you want to shadow them or talk to them, set up a Zoom call, set up something like that. I love talking to people and I love picking their brain. Send them your stuff, stuff that you've written. You might want to do that. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's a good too.
absolutely, no question. And my last thing that I always tell people is that understand that if you're great, the money will come.
That's a good point too.
If you're great, the money will come. Like, regardless of because if you grind, you work, yep, and you might not get paid opportunities right off the bat, but the money will definitely come if you're great. If you're good at what you do. And once it does come and it starts pouring in, that's when the opportunities will start pouring in. And once the opportunities start pouring in, now it's just the pick of the litter or whichever
Yeah.
opportunity that you want. You're already there in the number one sports market, sports media market in New York. So now it's just about somebody allocating the opportunity to you to be able, even on a bigger platform, so you can be able to write and cover stuff like that. But it's amazing that you're starting there. It's amazing what you're doing right now, and you never know who's paying attention, Julian. You just never know. So that's the kind of advice I would give, and you gave some great advice as well, and I really do appreciate that. We have reached the portion of the podcast now that we're now going to play my interactive game called This or That. So, Julian, what this is I throw some things out at you, and you get to choose this or that. So, Julian,
Okay.
are you ready?
Let's go for it.
All right, here we go. Which restaurant of these two would you rather eat at? KFC or Popeyes?
Popeyes.
Okay, I'm with you on that. I like that. We starting off good, baby. We starting off good. When it comes to chicken wings, which flavor would you rather put on a wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Barbecue.
Do you like your wings wet or dry?
Wet for sure.
Do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
You're gonna hate me for this, but boneless.
Ooh, okay. So you like the boneless wings. So you eat your wings with a fork or you get messy with it?
I guess I could be a mix of both, but those are more forky, I suppose, since they're boneless. I guess if it wasn't the boneless, then I wouldn't use a fork. So I guess like that's a fork. But there's definitely been mess wing situations before.
Mm. Okay, I'm with you on that. I like boneless because it's more meat.
Oh
So I
yeah, that too.
totally with that. Totally with that. Okay. These next four questions have to do with music concerts you rather attend. So
Okay,
here we
let's
go.
see.
Which music concert would you rather go to? Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
It's tough. Damn, I'm gonna say Kendrick because I've never been to his before, but I've seen
Okay.
Drake before, so I know I want to go to a new show. But it's not
Okay.
because I'm gonna say he's back. I don't know who's better, honestly. It's a big debate, but I'll say Lamar because I never saw the show.
Okay. I'm with you on that, no doubt. Which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather see Jay-Z or J. Cole?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say. No, give me Jay-Z, I guess, because like it's like I haven't really seen tapped into the older stuff, so like that would be cool. I've heard all J. Cole's good shit, I feel like.
Absolutely. Yeah, that boy killing it. That boy killing it for sure. Went to J. Cole's Dreamville Fest one time when I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, because he had a Dreamville Fest in Charlotte, North Carolina. It was off the chain. No question
I
about
never saw either of them to be honest with you, so like either one would be good, but I gave the answer to Jay.
it. Okay, I'm with you on that. Which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather see Eminem or would you rather see Lil Wayne?
Eminem because I've never seen him either, and I've always wanted to, so I have to say with Slim Shady there.
Okay, I like that. I like your answer so far. Very decisive. Which music concert would you rather go to if you had to choose? Rihanna or Beyonce?
Oh, that's the hardest one you gave me. I don't have a decisive answer there. I mean, you know what? Give me Rihanna because we'll do the features with Eminem. Sure, let's do Rihanna. There we go.
I feel that. I know that was difficult though, Julian. I know
That's
that
the
was
hardest
difficult.
one you gave me. Yeah, the other three were like hard, but like I had ideas easier.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Now, which New York sports player do you revere more? Would you say that you revere Aaron Judge or would you revere uh Lindor?
Uh, Definitely Judge for sure.
Okay. Which New York player would you, or New York sports player, do you revere more? Jalen Brunson, or would you say Carl Anthony Towns?
Jalen Brunson for sure.
Okay. Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Basketball or football?
Football.
Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Hmm, that's a challenging one. I'll say Batman versus Jets because I don't think bowling's that fun.
Wow. Okay. You are definitely in the minority on that one, my man, but I like that. I like
Yeah, I
it. Be
want to
different.
change it up because like I don't mind playing pickleball and Batman's like semi-similar. Bowling, I'm not like good at bowling really. I need the gutters sometimes. I'm pretty awful.
I feel that. I feel that. At least you honest, baby. That's all I
It's
ask
also
for.
not an athletic sport. All you do is roll a ball.
I feel that. Listen, don't be telling no bowlers that though. But I feel what you're saying. I definitely feel what you're
I
saying.
mean, Mookie basketball and he plays baseball, so he gets a pass. So he doesn't have to
Absolutely.
worry about it.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Do you like dessert?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'm gonna name four categories of desserts. You get to choose one of these that you'll never eat again. So
Let's
here we
see.
go.
Interesting.
First category is ice cream. The second category is cookies. The
Hmm.
third category is candy. The last category is cake slash pies. They're grouped together.
Oh,
Which one are
damn,
you
that's
getting rid
actually
of?
really hard. Hmm. Well, it was ice cream, it was cookies, it was candy, and then it was
Mhm.
cake, basically, and
Yep,
pies.
slash pie.
Fuck. Um, okay, off the bat, I'm not giving up candy. I'm not giving up ice cream. So that means it's down to the cakes or the cookies, which is still
Hmm.
tough. I
Hmm.
guess I'm gonna surprise you. This is weird, but I'm gonna ditch the cookies. I like the cakes and the pies.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I am surprised, Julian, but you know what? That's okay. That's all right. I would have dished the candy for sure. I definitely would have dished the candy. Tell me, what is your favorite ice cream?
It's definitely vanilla, I would say. I like brownie ice creams, but not like chocolate as much. It's just weird. But like I like brownies a lot, but I like vanilla more than the chocolate ice creams.
Okay. I rock with you on that. Do you like potato chips?
Yeah,
Okay, same format. You have to choose one of these brands to get
it's
rid
gonna
of.
be tough. Let's see.
Here we go. The first brand is Doritos. The next brand is Ruffles. The third brand is Lay's. The last brand is Pringles. Which one are you getting rid of?
Doritos, I think.
Oh, hell no. No, you did not.
Or Pringles, I guess, if I had to choose between the two. But Doritos is lower in the Lay's than the other for any other brand you gave me for sure.
Okay. Okay. What's your favorite potato chip?
I think it's probably Lay's most likely.
Okay. I'm with you on that. I would say this. The Ruffles sour cream and cheddar to me is the greatest chip ever
Yeah,
made.
Ruffles
And
is pretty good. I couldn't ditch Ruffles.
I feel that. Now, the worst chip, no, well, I would say the second worst chip ever made is salt and vinegar chips. Whoever invented those, I don't know what the hell they was doing.
It's
They
like,
are
yeah, it's like gasoline basically.
right. It tastes so horrible. They are the second worst chips ever made. Now you're probably saying, what's the first worst? Well,
Definitely curious.
the first worst is Funyuns.
Oh
Whoever
God,
made
yeah.
Funyuns,
Oh, yeah, that's no good.
no bueno at all. And I'm like, yeah, whoever made them, they need to just knock them off all the shelves and step on the bags and crush them damn chips because they no good. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Uh, I love that though. I love the fact that you were so decisive with the majority of your answers. The only one that gave you trouble was the Rihanna and Beyonce one, but that's
yeah.
okay. That's all right. Um, I got a top four, well, actually two top four questions for you. I got a top four question is give me four events that you would like to cover in your journalistic career. And
Oh, okay.
I'll give you an example with my four. And that is NBA finals for one, a national college championship game, which is football or basketball,
Mhm.
a World Series, and the Olympics of
Okay.
28 when it comes to Los Angeles, which is my hometown state. How about you?
Okay, we're gonna do the World Series for sure at the top. We're gonna put
Hmm.
that first. We're gonna put the Super Bowl second. We're gonna put this one might surprise you, but I will give it anyway. I'm gonna give the World Baseball Classic third. So
Oh, that's
it's
pretty
like
good.
kinds of like Olympics for baseball in essence. So I won't
Yeah,
put the Olympics on my list. It gives me three. Um, I did go to the All-Star game as a fan, but I guess I could put it because I would still like to cover it, and I haven't actually done it as media yet. So I gave you three baseball answers in the Super Bowl.
absolutely. I love that. I mean, obviously, I'm so mad that I'm gonna miss this one, because I'm still kind of recovering. But because this one is actually in Atlanta, Georgia, right at Truist Field, and that's where I transplanted
Oh
from.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I transplanted from Atlanta, Georgia, because that's where my mom, my aunt, my uncle are. That's where I went to school at and got my undergrad degree and my master's. So I'm very familiar with the Brave Stadium. Very familiar
I
with
went
that.
to it too, but I never did the All-Star game. Did you move like for a better opportunity for work? Is that why you ended up leaving Atlanta? I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna ask because like the New York market, like you said, is like it's challenging. So like moving is definitely in my consideration potentially. If there's like another opportunity in other markets or something, it's
Yeah.
definitely something I'm gonna have to explore because the New York market's very saturated, unfortunately for me.
I understand.
Like I
I
might
understand.
be great, but like, am I gonna be great here? I'm not sure. Like I gotta see. I mean, I could be, but like, is it gonna translate properly? Like, I don't know. I still don't.
It's one of those things, man, where you got to be open. You got to be open for it, but you can always return. Atlanta is definitely a place I wouldn't mind going back to, because that's one of the top sports markets as well. But
Yeah, it's true.
but we know people like to keep their job long term,
Yeah.
for that. So to get the reps and get the experience to go cover great games. Yeah, I had to leave Atlanta and come to Minnesota to do section championships, to go to state championships and tournaments, and go to Target Center where the Timberwolves play, and Twins Field where Twins play, and cover high school stuff like that. So it's been amazing, man. Like I said, to just network and do different things like that. I've been really blessed for sure. That was a great top four. Now my second top four question has to do with New York. Or
Okay,
I'm not.
let's hear it.
Now, are you in New York or New Jersey?
I'm in Jersey, but like we don't have any teams left except the Devils, and I like the Rangers anyway. But and I'm not,
Got
and I'm a
got it.
Knicks fan, not a Nets fan. But I am
Okay.
from North Jersey. Yeah.
Okay, well, I would love to have a top four of things that I need to do the next time I touch down in LaGuardia or JFK, New York.
Let me
What
think.
should I do? What's the top four things?
Okay. Let me use my head here. I would say I'll give you touristy and I'll give you non-touristy. I
Okay,
would say you want to do an Empire State Building or the Statue of Liberty you pick. If you're coming in the summer, I guess Statue of Liberty would be cool. You gotta go to the Garden for sure at some point. You gotta do the Garden.
hello. Yes, indeed.
Um, you gotta go to Yankee Stadium for sure.
The Bronx.
Do some pre-gaming at Billy's, and like Yankee Tavern and a few of the other bars and stands. And then my fourth one would be find yourself a New York slice. Find yourself the best pizza you can find in New York. That's what I would say.
No doubt. Now when I come out there, Julian, we definitely gonna have to kick it, man. I wouldn't mind going to a baseball game. No doubt. I have to hit you up when I am in the streets of New York City again, for sure.
Yeah, if I ever go to Mini, I'll let you know too. I had to cross that one off my stadium list, so I'll keep you posted on that. If I ever end up out there, I'd still one off. I still have to do like eight, and that's one of them.
So I've hit 14. I've hit 14. Yankees is
Okay.
one I have not hit yet. So that would
Okay.
that would be one I haven't hit. And or the Mets Stadium.
Okay. I
So I
mean, you
have
could
not hit
throw
it yet.
City Field into my four list too. I'm just gonna give you Yankees because it's the classic team, but
Sure.
City might be the better stadium at this point. But I would say like Times Square is obviously a thing. Like a few other things you could do too. But
Okay.
fortunately the Garden's not in season, so if you were to come now, both the teams are home till October.
Right.
So that
Right.
would be like a next year thing. But it's definitely worth seeing. The train station goes right through the Garden too, so it's cool. Like the transportation to the Garden's really easy.
I love it. I love that. Okay, that's what's up. I wanna I wanna ask you this question about advice. Now I asked about advice you would give, but what is some advice that someone has given you that you hold on dearly to?
There's been a couple actually. Um, Someone told me like to set the scene of everywhere you report, so I always try to like get the extra details of that.
Mhm.
Someone also told me like if you look at the story, think about what questions the person asked to get those answers. I thought that was kind of insightful too. And then like another one is just like make your presence known and you have to be willing to take some chances like and put yourself in the proper position like if you think it's worth it. I guess like those are some decent ones I was given. There's definitely more I'd have to go back and sift through, but like I thought those stood out at the moment.
I love that. I do. I would say one of the pieces of advice that I've gotten is that you always have to tell the truth. And what I
Yeah,
meant
it's
by that
important.
was and the reason why I was told that is because early on in Atlanta when I started out, I was covering a team football game. And the football game ended 66 to nothing. And the team I was
Oof.
covering scored nothing.
Oh God.
And these are high school kids. So they range anywhere from what 14 to 18 on the team.
Yeah.
And my thing was I was very like green and new. And I was like, man, parents are gonna read my article. I'm like, sir, I don't know what to write. I mean, outside outside of losing
Yeah.
66 to nothing, that's tough. And he said, it's not a whole lot you're gonna be able to write. You're not gonna
Yeah.
be able to write a whole lot. You have to tell the truth. Sometimes it's just an article that's you're not gonna be able to write a lot. And it's okay that you don't write a lot. But
Maybe
because
that's what tells the story that you didn't write a lot. Maybe that's where the story lies.
and that's exactly what he said. And
That's what I figured. Yeah.
when he said that, I didn't understand what he was talking about at the time because I was so green. But then I started to understand as I started to report more and cover more. Because we had other teams that had bad losses too. Coaches are not going to say much. Players are not going to say much because there's not a whole lot to be said when you lose like that.
Yeah.
But you don't want to write a demeaning story because you don't want to tear these kids down, but you also want to find a way to be descriptive and tell the truth as well. So I had to learn that. I really had to learn that and hone that because I was a guy that I'm trying to build sources. I'm trying to get
Yeah.
people to
I
read
hear
my
you on
stuff.
that still. I'm like, I've been in those situations too, kinds of like, I hate the post game losses like that. Like, it's tough to do the post game losses, and I feel like I've done a lot of them. Because like the coaches don't give you anything of substance. It's all like fluff and bullshit for the most part. I mean, a few
Hello.
times you'll get lucky, and I guess you might get something decent, but that's like one in a million these days with how protective everyone is, unfortunately. And then like going to the locker rooms after the losses sucks. Like I went into the Rays locker room. I'm like, what the fuck do I even do here? I'm like, I've never been in the league. I'm like, I've never been in a major league locker room. Really, they just lost, and they don't know who the fuck I am. Like they're not gonna want to speak to me right
Right.
now.
They ain't gonna want to
I'm
talk to
like,
your ass,
they're
man.
gonna be
Yeah.
like, why the fuck you even here? I'm like, oh
Right.
yeah, I'm out of town. I'm in the locker room. This is sick. Nope, not. So I just followed the lead of like the main reporters and just like went with that. I was like, all right, I'll just like see what they do and try to learn a few things here. This isn't gonna be my time, unfortunately.
No doubt. No
So that
doubt.
I obviously wish they would have won. They didn't. Um, then one time in spring training, I went into a locker room and it was like it's spring training, so it doesn't matter if they win or they lose, thankfully. So that was like okay, just like talking to the pitcher, like seeing how he was doing, like that was fine. I think I say in minor leagues I've gone in them a few times. Like that's not that bad, even if they lose, because like it's more about the development than winning or losing, really.
Right.
So that's like not as bad if they lose. Like in the pros, they lose. Like that's just no good, really.
Right. Right, absolutely. No, I love that. I do. It's a skill that I had to learn. I've been doing it now, like I said, for about 7 years.
I still suck at it. Don't worry.
And yeah, it's bad. I'm still. I was just about to say I'm not the greatest at it, but it feels good covering some better teams. Let's just put it like that. It's better teams now that I'm covering in the high school realm
Yeah.
or the college or the pros at times. But yeah, it was rough in
Yeah,
2018,
I
man.
have a
It was
feeling I'm
rough.
gonna have to get better at that because if I leave this market, the teams are probably not gonna be as good. So I'm gonna have to start improving on those skills, I think.
Could be,
Just in
could be.
case. But yeah, it's like it's really touching feel. It's like a really touchy subject when they lose too. Like I think there's ways and hands where like you ask questions about like I try to draw like the slight positives. Like if someone had a good performance, I'll be like, "What did you like about this?" or something like that. Like if
Absolutely.
it's like a coach talk, but like the player is gonna be like, "I don't really care, we lost." So like it never really works well with the player, unfortunately, unless it's
Right.
something like significant, I guess.
Well, yeah,
Um,
you just say something along the lines from your perspective. What can you pull from this game, even though it's a loss? What can you pull out of? what positives can you pull out of this game to
Yeah,
try
I've
to
done
improve?
that before. Yeah, that
Right,
makes
right.
sense. Yeah, that's like a good way to do it. It's like, oh, what did you think that was like good, even though like this
Yep,
happened? It's like kind of like
yep,
that. Like, what did you see
absolutely.
in this bad or like that sequence of like pitching or some shit like that?
Absolutely. I love that. I love it. Julian, this has been a pretty dope podcast episode, man. Learning about your origins and being from Jersey, learn about you going to William Peterson University. Man, we all have stumbles, but you came through that, was able to graduate with your degree. Now you are in the number one sports media market, covering not only the Yankees, but also the Mets. Although the Mets is two, the Yankees is one. But you do a podcast as well on both
Yeah,
of them that people can see on YouTube and Spotify.
yeah,
I just want you to continue doing your thing, man, and do it with the love and passion that you clearly have for this sport of baseball, which we need more people like you because the sport of baseball is a long damn season. It's 162 games of a long season with baseball. And I love the fact that I got a chance to talk to you on here on my podcast, get to know you a little bit, ask some fun questions. I'm a new fan of yours, my man. No doubt about it. And I will be checking out more podcasts from you, keeping up in touch with your content. My final question to you of the night is the same as it always is. Is there anything else that you would like to add about yourself, the job, or anything at all before we conclude?
yeah. I mean, it's Yankees and Mets pod is the way to find it. Like I said earlier, I think I gotta do better at branding my stuff because like I feel like everyone knows I do the pod, but they don't always look at it. But like the other issue is like Twitter doesn't always like the best way to market. I might have to pay for some promos or something, but that's another story for another day. Yeah, I mean, if you want good baseball analysis of the Yankees or Mets, I think I'm a decent place to turn. There's a lot of us in the content creation space, so like something I feel like a needle in a haystack because, like you said, it's a long season and like there's a million people trying to do what I'm doing as well, even outside in the New York market. I'm
Yep.
also good with social media. You can find me on Julian Guilarte one on Twitter and Julian Guilarte 11 on Instagram. I will have some video recaps of games and some player analysis as well, broken down. Articles will be coming again. Everyone can check out World Baseball. I also write on there. So like it's a lot of stuff coming up. It's a busy time of year, I would say. And
Yeah.
I'm thankful for giving me the platform. I want to check out some of your stuff too. So then we shoot me some DMs. Let me know when the video's up. I can share it, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely, my man. I appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with me this late on the podcast.
Yeah, no
And we will
problem.
definitely be in touch, Julian. Take
That
care and
sounds
enjoy your
good.
night. Enjoy your week.
Thanks, Chris. Have a good one and good luck to you as
Hey,
well.
no doubt.